Before the galaxy knew him as Prince, he was a child of shadow, born into a warrior caste beneath the twin sons of Yautja Prime. His true name is unknown, erased like so many before him, for in Yautja culture identity is earned, not given. He trained from youth in blistering heat and freezing voids, wrestling reptilian beasts, surviving off instinct, silence, and cunning. His teachers were elders, ancient hunters scarred by centuries of blood rites. And from them, he inherited not just skill, but honor. He took his first trophy of a rogue serpentine beast on a derelict moon. By his 100th cycle, he had hunted kale worms, serrated phantoms, and even rogue predators who broke the code. His armor, uniquely green, became a symbol, not of rebellion, but individuality. Where others followed tradition blindly, Prince adapted. He mastered stealth, plasma, and precision, but also restraint. He did not kill the unworthy. He did not take what was not earned. And yet, the stars would call him to a world far darker than any he had known. A place where death was bred in hives. A place called LV-1201. In the infinite silence of space, there are signals better left unanswered. One such signal echoed from the dying world of LV-1201, an ancient distress beacon, pulsing from the tomb of a forgotten Yautja. A call meant only for those bound by blood, tradition, and the hunt. The prince heard the call. He was no monarch, no heir to a throne, but among his kin, his name carried the weight of a legend, an elite, seasoned by centuries of honorable kills, feared by xenomorph broods, and respected by predators across distant stars. Even those who fought beside him knelt in his presence, not for status, but reverence. He was a master of the great hunt, and this would be his most brutal test. Nearly 19 years before the descent onto LV-1201, the prince had led a brutal assault on the jungle world of Korari, where a Weyland-Yutani outpost had desecrated sacred Yautja hunting grounds. It was there that the prince left a permanent mark, mauling a colonial marine by the name of Rykov, nearly killing him. The predator moved on, Rykov did not. Now, 2 decades later, the prince returned from the void, not for Rykov, but for the hunt. He and his clan arrived above LV-1201, drawn by the call of an ancient predator's beacon. But the hunt soured quickly. Weyland-Yutani had eyes in the sky. Rykov, now a general, recognized the warship that once hunted him. He ordered EMP strikes that captured 2 of Prince's brethren. The prince, alone, descended to retrieve them and to purge the dishonor inflicted on his clan. The jungles of LV-1201 teemed with xenomorphs, unseen, perfect predators. But they had never faced the likes of Prince. He battled through the valley, clashing with a Praetorian, towering and armored. It fell, crushed under blade and plasma. Tracking the signal of his captured clanmates, he infiltrated the observation pods, slaughtering corporate guards and synthetics with brutal precision. But hubris is a predator too. Stepping into an EMP trap, Prince was immobilized, a living trophy. Stripped of his weapons, his biomask taken by Rykov as a prize, Prince was caged. And yet fate would not see him broken. Elsewhere on the base, a rogue xenomorph drone, born of Weyland-Yutani's own hubris, slaughtered the scientists before they could begin experiments on the predator. In the chaos, a human, Corporal Harrison, unaware of what he freed, unlocked Prince's cell. The warrior rose in silence. The hunt resumed. He recovered his weapons, his fallen brother's mask, and his honor-bound fury. In a ruined lab, he found the body of one of his own, mutilated. It would not die in vain. Hijacking a dropship, Prince crash-landed it into a dark, infested tunnel, where xenomorph drones and runners hunted in packs. Armed now with his plasma caster, he cut through them like a blade through flesh. Then came a new terror. a pre-alien, abomination of both bloodlines. Prince engaged, only to be ambushed by a second, yet even outnumbered, he stood unshaken. When the screeches fell silent, he alone remained. Using human tech, he transmitted a signal to his warship. Xenomorphs swarmed, including a second Praetorian, but Prince held the ground. The ship arrived in time to strike down a human dropship and rearm him with his smart disk. Elegant, efficient, and deadly. Now armed, the Prince carved through the facility. A war between humans, synthetics, and xenomorphs erupting all around him. Another predator lay dead inside but left behind a gift, a plasma pistol. With it, Prince entered the hive. The walls pulsed. Eggs opened. Facehuggers launched. Drones emerged from slime, but the Prince did not flinch. At the heart of the hive, she awaited. The Queen. Her screech shook the walls, but Prince charged. Plasma met chitin. Steel met claw. The Queen fell. But the hunt was not yet over. His true prey, the old scarred human who once escaped death, still breathed. In a sealed chamber, Rykov waited in an exosuit, fueled by years of hatred and artificial strength. But hatred is no match for honor. The two clashed, plasma against cannon, instinct against machinery. At last, Rykov's suit failed, and Prince ripped his spine free. A final trophy long delayed. He recovered his biomask, his honor restored. Boarding his ship, Prince rejoined his brothers. But there would be no rest. From the darkness, a new signal pulsed. The USS Verilok. Another hunt. Another test. And so, the Prince turned his eyes once more toward the stars, toward the next world, the next battle, the next honor. Because for the Yautja, the hunt never ends. The skies over LV-1201 burned. The hive was silent. The screams of man and beast faded into ash. Prince stood once more among his kin, his biomask restored, his honor reclaimed, and the spine of Vasily Rykov presented before the clan. Not as a mere kill, but as a final chapter to a hunt that began 19 years prior. His tale spread through the ranks of Yautja society. Whispers spoke of a warrior who had hunted 2 Praetorians, defeated an empress-bred queen, slain 2 Predalians, and escaped both human treachery and xenomorph infestation alone. The elders watched him in silence. Then they bowed. What became of Prince after LV-1201 remains a matter of legend. Some say he vanished into uncharted stars, seeking the origin of the xenomorph species. Others believe he founded a new clan, training young bloods in tactics never seen before, combining ancient rituals with modern warfare. A few claim he fought in the Great Burnings, ancient interstellar wars between rival Yautja factions. And there are those who believe he is still alive, his body scarred, his heart cold, but his hunt unfinished. What is certain is this. The signal from LV-1201 was silenced. The hive was purged, and Prince, the green-armored shadow, left behind a legacy not just of kills, but of discipline, resilience, and ultimate honor. Not every predator becomes an elder. Fewer still become legend. But once, on a cursed world of acid and flame, one became both. He was the hunter they could never cage. He was the Prince.